What's good, my late committee? Welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video with the equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing lit tie. You already know what time it is. Now let's go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now guys, today's topic is of course in regards to Roddy Richch's latest album, Live Life Fast, and why of course the album has failed so spectacularly. I'm not gonna break it down in way more detail, but you already know what you gotta do. You just gotta like, comment, subscribe to keep up to date every time I drop a banger like this one, and hit that noti, because you ain't in the E, so you can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now guys, I've got to be blatantly honest with you all. I've listened to the Roddy Richch album in its entirety now multiple times, and I wanted to make this video earlier, but I really wanted to sit with this album and really understand whether or not this was just mid, or whether I was just thinking that it wasn't as good as, please excuse me for being antisocial, whether I was just being a bit biased to that album. And I can honestly say that this album is absolute dumpster juice for the most part. You know, there are some good songs on here, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, we have the Hibachi song with 21 and Kodak, Move to Miami with Lil Baby, and of course we have Late at Night as well. But for every other song, and even on some of the songs that I've just mentioned, all I can say is just lazy. It just sounds lazy, very lazy. It sounds like Roddy Richch just came back from the club, or he just woke up from a long nap and then he went to the studio on basically every song.
Yeah, that's true. Now let's go back to my nigga on the floor.
And trust me, that is not how you want to sound on the follow-up to one of the most successful albums of 2019/2020. And of course, his fans and pretty much the general public shared the same consensus, with the album being certified mid by nearly everyone on the internet. And this is subsequently rolling over into the album's sales, with the project only selling 64k first week, which is a huge drop from his last album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, which sold 101k albums first week. And I'm sure, like me, you're all wondering how this happened. Why did he do so badly? Didn't he have multiple songs in 2020 that were running the charts? And those are all valid points. But I'm going to peel the layers back a little bit and figure out why this failed so spectacularly. First things first, I think Roddy just took way too long to drop this project. Like, the amount of times I saw on Twitter the meme saying, oh, Roddy Richch retired from music. Somebody wake Roddy Richch up in the studio. And now, as I said, it sounded like he was just woke up from a nap when he made the song, so it's all starting to make sense now. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the neck finger, little bitch. The last project he dropped was at the end of 2019, and we're now at the end of 2021, going into 2022 with his next project. I think in a regular 2-year time span, that might not have been too bad, but of course with the 9+10 demic situation, if you don't know, now you know.
That's not the way you sing that song, man.
It's kind of made time seem like it's going a lot slower than it should be. And so this 2 years really feels like it's been 4 years, with the way people have been locked down and having to try and find ways to entertain themselves. So it's even more like, yeah, we need new music. I've been staying at home. I've been rinsing all the music I've been listening to for so long. And Roddy's just been holding out on us. Pause.
Well, I want for Batty, man.
And then let's say Roddy did have a plan to release an album every 2 years or so. If we look at the filler in between then and now, you know, he didn't really drop any songs himself in between then and now. He was really just on features, and some of the features he were on were big, of course, and some of them weren't really anything special to keep his name in the conversation. Of course, we had in March 2020, literally just before the pandemic, Walk 'Em Down dropped, and that was like a big hit at the time, and that helped with Roddy. He was riding out the success of Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, and then he had Rockstar as well with The Baby, and again that was riding out with the help of the success of The Box. And then he had the Woo on Pop Smoke's Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. So he had a perfect trifecta of hits that were running the charts at that time, meaning that if he dropped the album probably at the end of 2021, it might have been slightly better received. Quality might not have changed, but he would have been riding on a high that's a lot better than where he's at right now. He did have some forgettable features in this run-up as well. He was on the song Gifted with Corday in August 2020, and that single didn't really do much. And of course, he was featured on the Lemonade remix in September 2020. And again, that song was pretty much as good as it could get. So having Roddy on that remix didn't really add anything. The original is the one that gets played in rotation the most. And he was also on Stunner Man with Birdman and Lil Wayne in May 2020. and that song didn't really make waves like that. He was on a couple more songs that didn't really make waves like that. Like he was featured on Polo G's album. That didn't really do much. So by 2021, the Roddy Richch heat is starting to die down dramatically. And then to come back with an album as mid as this one, it's just a nail in the coffin, to be honest. Academics brought up an important point when he was on Twitch, and he said that Roddy basically thought he was Kendrick Lamar. He thought he could drop an album, disappear, and then come back with another album, and people would love it just the same. And the sad reality is that only a few people, especially in the rap game, have the luxury of doing that. People like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, they built up their fan base for a number of years, decades even. So they know that they can drop every 2 to 3 years because they know people. Kendrick hasn't dropped in like 4 years now, but they know that people are still going to be there to digest their music. Their core fan base is still going to love it. But people like Roddy Richch, who are still, you know, relatively new in the game and only have a few projects to stand on at this current moment, and only one that's like critically and commercially acclaimed, Roddy has a lot of work to do, I'm afraid. You know, I think the success of The Box and the success of Rockstar has put him on a high horse, and it's made him feel like he's Adele. He feels like he's hotter than he actually is, that he could just disappear for 6 years and come back and love it just the same. And I'm here to tell you, Roddy, that is not how this works. And this is just the reality of it. Fans are fickle. Hip-hop fans are the most fickle fans you'll ever see in your life. Pop stars, they can drop every 2 to 3 years and their fans are still going to be there and still going to love it. One Direction can drop whenever they want. Bieber can drop whenever he wants. Adele can drop whenever she wants. But Roddy Richch from Compton, he cannot drop whenever he wants. And if you want to have the luxury of dropping whenever you feel like, you better work your ass off to make that happen. Not drop projects like this that sound like you phoned it in and just sound so mid and sound like you fell asleep on the microphone. Like, and I mess with Roddy Richch, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan. Please excuse me for being antisocial. It's a spectacular album. But this follow-up is just extremely disappointing. Of course, I can also give Roddy Richch the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe this is just a case of the Bryson Tiller effect. You know, the first album was so great and so well received that it just puts a lot of pressure to drop the next album, and that pressure just takes over and they're unable to top the success of the first album. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see as time goes on and as he drops more projects to see if he is able to top the first one. But these are already the early signs and the early symptoms that that might not necessarily be the case. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think the reason is for why this Roddy Richch album was so bad? Do you think it's because Roddy took too long to drop? Do you think the album is just trash in general? Or do you think it's a case of the Bryson Tiller effect and he just can't top that first album? You let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the road to 700 subs. You already know what time it is. You follow my personal IG at the only lit TNT. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangs for you. I post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there, because what else are you doing for your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. Stay black. And if you're not black, stay whatever race you are. I bet. Peace.
Oh, you ain't know I could sing?